Hello, I hope you are doing well. Let me start by apologising as this live presentation of my Business English course was meant to be broadcasted live on Thursday the 8th of April. Unfortunately, there were some technical difficulties which I didn't see coming. So again, I do apologise. So I decided to record the live and have it sent to everyone who has subscribed. So you do not miss out. Okay? So let's get started, okay? Okay. Well, first, let me just say hello again, and my name is Richard Halligan. Hope you're all doing well, and I would like to welcome you to my video presentation. Now, before we begin, let me use this chance to tell you a bit about myself. So, once again, my name is Richard. Hi. And I was born and raised in London, England. I've been teaching English in Brazil for about 7 years now. Since that I moved here with my wife and now with my son. I've been teaching in schools, teaching one-to-one private lessons, teaching online lessons as well, and teaching group lessons, plus also teaching in different big companies here in Brazil. First of all, let me say that I am so glad that you have come to see what I have to offer. A chance of a lifetime to turn your life around, to improve your situation, not only at work, but to make something of yourself and to create a better career opportunity for you. So let me quickly tell you how this presentation is going to work. Now, normally, if you are watching a live event, sometimes the teachers or the presenters, they do talk for like nearly 2 hours. I know it can be quite frustrating, but here I will be direct and straight to the point. As I know that your time is precious, and as they say in business, time is money. Ching-ching. Okay. First, let me say to you all, congratulations in taking this big step to making a big difference to yourself. With you watching this, it shows that you are not entirely happy with the level of English that you are currently using. You now realize that if you want to get ahead in business, you will have to start making some big changes in your life. Well, in this presentation, we are going to be talking about business English. This is where you will be focusing on your career. Now, let me explain to you all what it means to get ahead. Well, to get ahead is a phrasal verb. It means to get in front, or in Portuguese, you say vai em frente. There we go. Not only of other people, but to get ahead in your life and career. To be able to move up the corporate ladder, so to speak. Or in Portuguese, you say subir os degraus. That's it. To get that promotion, to go on the big business trips, and to be involved in the big meetings. This will also be a great opportunity to up your game in speaking English, and it is here in this presentation. You will get ahead in business by becoming more fluent and confident with a native speaker. That would be me. With all the tools needed to achieve a successful career within, wait for it, 6 months. That's right, 6 months. Okay, move on to the next slide. Right, now, of course, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, this is too good to be true. Well, I'm going to tell you that it is possible, because I have seen it with my own 2 eyes, and I've seen it happen with my own students as well. And right here, I actually do have some testimonials from my students. This first one is from my former student Vinicius, where he said, "Richard was my teacher for a few years, and I've learned a lot with him. He's such a funny guy and an awesome teacher. He always tries to teach you in many different practical ways with video clips, songs, and talking a lot about different things in his classes, which really helped me to learn more. Much more. Rich, or Richard, he should have said, was definitely the best teacher I ever had. And another one from my former student, Michael, where he says, Richard Halligan is one of the best English teachers that I've ever had. Not only because he always makes learning so fun, but because his teaching method really works, driving us forward to learning more and more about the language. Learning was not meant to be boring, but was meant to drive us forward. Well, let me just say by this, when I first started teaching my students, most of them had started with a limited understanding of English. They also had limited vocabulary, and with time and effort, they had grown to become very confident speakers, and they have achieved their own goals in the careers that they have chosen. Through this experience, I will be taking you on a journey of self-discovery to be able to unlock your true potential, because I know it's there. You do have it. And I'm guessing that you yourself have most likely started learning English many years ago, but of course, as we all know, something might have stopped you. And of course, there are many factors that might have come into play, such as, now you could probably agree with me or you can disagree with me on this, but maybe the teacher that you had might not have been good enough, or maybe they didn't make English come alive for you. To be honest, I actually know how I do know how this feels, because I've had teachers who didn't actually bring the lesson to life. You know, didn't make it fun, didn't make it interesting, didn't make it challenging either. Or maybe you might have started with a passion to learn, but you may have had some difficulty along the way, and you felt that it was a bit too much, so you decided to stop, which I can understand. You know, things can get very difficult. Or maybe you may have had problems understanding certain grammar or some expressions, like for example phrasal verbs or even idioms. And once again, I do understand it can be difficult sometimes. But let me ask you, during your studying, now of course you can either agree with me or disagree with me on this one, but did you ever have any problems understanding native speakers outside of the classroom, or even when your classmates were still practicing? Did you have any problems trying to understand them? Did you feel less confident when your classmates were learning much more quicker than you? Which, of course, I know this can be quite frustrating. Were you confused by phrasal verbs and idioms at some point? Once again, this can lead to many difficulties when you're learning. Or when it comes to phrasal verbs, were they not explained to you in how they work? And of course, I would like to ask, or maybe of course I have to ask this question or this: were you ever shy to speak out in class? Because coming from experience, if you're very shy or very nervous, you might not have had the confidence to speak out. Or were you afraid to make a mistake? Which is completely normal. Did you have the impression that you knew what you wanted to say, but you struggled to get the words out? And also, I'm guessing that you also may have had struggled to find or even use the right words to explain what you wanted to say. Or do you sometimes use textbook style English that doesn't sound or even feel natural when you're speaking? Which I can understand on this one as well. Well, once again, it's normal to feel this way, and you are not alone. There are many people out there going through the exact same thing as you. So don't worry, we'll get through this together. Of course, I do know that nowadays life has actually been made a little bit more easier because now that we have subtitles on our TVs, you can use subtitles on Netflix, you can use subtitles on YouTube, even when you're playing a video game. But of course, sadly, we don't have subtitles in our everyday life, such as when we are at work, when we're going traveling, and of course, when you are talking to native speakers. Yeah, this one can actually be a bit tricky. Well, let me tell you something. Before I get into everything, let me fill you in on how this all came to be. Once again, first I must say that I know how most of you feel because my wife, who is Brazilian, she had moved to England many years ago to study English. She studied English for hours and hours and hours inside an English class, but she still had problems being confident when it came to talking to people. I do remember when we first met, she was very shy and I had to speak very loud and slow, when we were together. And during that time, she would just stand in front of me with a big smile on her face like this, going like that. Creepy sometimes, but it was cute. And even on the phone, she would only communicate through text messages. And this was before WhatsApp was huge and popular. And she didn't want me to call her, as even though as much as I tried, she still refused to talk to me on the phone. So we had tried different ways to get her to feel more comfortable when she was talking on the phone. And one of the methods was when we were in the park. I would go one way and she would go the other way, and I would call her phone. Now it took a few attempts, of course, but when she finally answered, she started speaking very low, and as she was very nervous to speak out loud, especially when there were people walking around. And we tried this many times, even when it was raining, or if we were lucky in London, when it was nice and sunny, like you get here in Brazil. We would go to the park and practice speaking on the phone in public. And of course, sometimes if she couldn't understand what I said or what I was saying, I would go over to her and we would go through what I'd said. Eventually, we got married and lived together in England for 4 more years, and then we decided to move to Brazil. And when we moved to Brazil, I had become an English teacher, and during that time I've had students who were advanced or just beginners. And even I noticed the students were having the exact same problems that my wife was having. They were feeling nervous, feeling shy, or even uncomfortable speaking with a native speaker, or speaking out loud in general, because most of their teachers and fellow classmates would speak in Portuguese, which is not really the best way to go if you're learning another language. You start speaking English, you have to continue speaking English. Of course, most of my students had been taught using American English, and when they heard me speak British English for the first time, of course, I did have different reactions. Some of them were amazed, like some were excited, going "Ooh!" And eventually, there was some who were confused, like "What?" Because I would say things differently to how the Americans would say things. So, like for example, in England we say water. In America they say water. We say better. They say better. We say matter, and they say matter. Or the most common one, which we always hear, is potato, potato, tomato, tomato. You would think that two countries, who have the same language would actually speak the same. Anyway, however, the students wanted the same thing. They wanted to learn English so that they could travel the world, study or work abroad, get a better job, get promoted at their current job, or even just simply watch movies or TV shows without the aid of subtitles. And of course, everyone has different reasons to learn. However, I noticed that the schools I had worked for, they had their own methods of teaching, which which I still respect and I still follow when I've been working there. But over time, I started to develop my own method. One where I did not want my students to solely rely on using their textbooks. I wanted them to improve their conversation skills by using expressions, using phrasal verbs, idioms, as in a lot of English native speaking countries such as the UK and the USA, where they are used a lot. And trust me, they are used a lot. So what I tried to do is I tried to encourage my students to push themselves while giving them the support they needed to improve. Telling them that it's okay to make mistakes, as a lot of native speakers, well, we make mistakes as well. I know, trust me, even myself included, when I first started teaching, I realized that I've been making so many mistakes throughout my whole life when it comes to speaking my own language. So it just goes to show that no one is perfect and you don't have to be perfect when it comes to speaking English. The key is to recognize the mistake and to learn and grow from there. Like, I do remember I had a class that I was teaching, and there were two students who were, let's just say they were not the strongest in the class, and they did struggle not only in my class but on their tests as well. They were very quiet during my lessons, and after the second test, most of the students did not do so well. So what I did afterwards, I said to them and to the whole class as well, if there was anything that you don't understand or you didn't understand, you have to tell me, because and don't worry about being shy, because it doesn't matter if the other students laugh or they think you're not a good student, because at the end of the day, when you do go traveling with your family or by yourself, they or myself will not be there to help you. You'll have to figure it out on your own. And one of the things which I do say to them, that everyone stumbles once in a while, but it's how you get back up and carry on. I would have used a Rocky phrase, but I didn't want to get done with copyright. Right. So after that, they started to tell me where they felt uncomfortable, and then when it came to the test, they did really, really well. And then when the next test came, they did fantastic. So from where I'm coming from, I do know your pain, and I do know how you feel. So I decided to make a change in the lives of not only my students, but also to help them to become confident and to improve themselves, to show the way of reaching their full potential in their careers and change their lives for the better. Okay. Now, I know that you have been learning English the wrong way this whole time. To be honest, we cannot only just focus too much on learning grammar. Don't get me wrong, it does help, but it doesn't work that way. To learn, we don't just use textbooks. Or, sorry, what I should say was, we don't just use textbook vocabulary, because no one actually talks like that. That's the thing, we don't. You'll never find an English person speaking like that, or American for that matter. And we need to focus more on interaction, like with native speakers. You need to be creative when speaking, and not just focus on translating. One most important thing is you have to be committed when learning a language in the classroom. You have to speak just in that language. You can't just keep going back and forth. Now, when you have hit so many roadblocks on the way to learn English, then you know that it's time to take a different route or try something different. And also take a look back and see where you went wrong when you were learning English. Now, once I actually do get to know you, or when the course gets started, I actually would love to hear all your stories and for you to tell me what it was like for you when you were studying. Because I know for a fact that you try to learn English by the use of grammar, and maybe you focus too much on the textbook. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but to learn English correctly is not always the right way. Because there are things that the books don't teach you, and you don't learn English by translating one word at a time or repeating the same word over and over and over again. Ugh, you know. And of course, learning English from a non-native speaker can sometimes affect your progress as well. Because coming from experience, I have spoken to a lot of non-native English speakers whose English, even though it did sound perfect, but the moment I would mention an expression or a phrase in English, the look on the face was like, what? Wait, what? And to be honest, that says it all, doesn't it? And when you are in your class, you probably spend, or when you were in class, you probably spent more time speaking in your native tongue than you did in English, as you were using your time to translate or looking up the right words to find out what you wanted to say. Now, to be honest, am I wrong? Well, now you're probably thinking, with my method, why this new method is much more effective? Well, I'm going to tell you why. It's because children, they don't learn English this way. Even English speaking people don't learn grammar this way as well. We learn naturally as we listen to our family, we listen to our friends, our teachers, and by all the people around us. Just the same way as you learnt your language. Now, to crack the case or to solve this issue, you have to what's that old saying? Like the old saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So what you may have to do is you may have to go back to basics. You have to learn how English speakers learn, or even how children learn as well, through the natural process. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Now, of course, I know what some of you must be thinking. You must be thinking, wait a tick, wait a moment. I'm not a child. I don't have time to start all over again, or I don't have time. I don't have time to go through all this because I have to learn English very quickly. Once again, I do understand, but you have to remember is that we all must start from somewhere, don't we? That's the way how it works. So now, as much as I want to help explain every step, but I did promise that I would keep this brief and straight to the point. So I don't have a lot of time to explain everything. But for those that wish to go to the next level and commit to learning for your career and to change your life for the better, I do have an offer for you. Yes, you right there. And that is, you will get ahead in business by becoming more fluent and confident with a native speaker. Once again, that would be me, with all the tools needed to achieve a successful career within 6 months. I kid you not. This will help you to achieve a successful career within 6 months. Because on the course, we will be looking into different areas, such as let me have a look here. So it says on the course, we will look into the following units, such as welcome and explaining the course, how to be confident, focusing on business meetings, business presentations, reports, job interviews, your CV or your resume, negotiations, leadership, managers, feedback, networking, customer service, hiring, work experience, mentoring, learning and development. So for just this one, you'll be focusing on certain areas that will benefit you. Like how to give a presentation, how to write a business report, what vocabulary to use, what to say, what not to say during job interviews, what to mention on your CV and your resume, how to negotiate with people outside of your country, trying to work on your leadership skills as well, dealing with your own managers, giving feedback and also receiving feedback. There are a lot of areas to cover, and we've got some other areas as well, which we will look into, such as work appraisal, prioritizing, so what's important, what's not important, working abroad, because when you work in other countries, things are definitely different, business trips, what to do, what not to do, termination. Now this means when you are either trying to end one sort of negotiation deal, ending someone's contract, or ending someone's employment, or even you just saying like, I finished this job, I want to move on. Or there's retirement, overtime, raise, this means to receive more money, sales, investing, so where to put your money or where not to put your money, competition, so if your company focuses on one thing, there's probably going to be like another company or two companies that do the exact same thing. So how do you deal with the competition? What do you do? There's also business ethics, company culture, your colleagues, working in teams, diversity. Now this is very important, especially in current year. Life and career balance, well-being, innovation and stability. Okay. Yeah, so those are some very important topics that will definitely help you. Yeah, sorry. So these are topics that will definitely help you in your career. And also, once all this is finished, we will be looking into other areas as well. Okay. So with the course, it is an online program with 2 subjects for 1 week and 1 subject for the following week. So this way, so you don't overload yourself and you can take time, to take your time. There's also a 1 online group lesson a week and 3 private lessons, so for you to learn at your own pace and in the comfort of your own home. Brilliant, isn't it? Of course. Because it's mine. Okay. Now, before, you may not have had time to study because of work, spending time with your family, or going out with your friends. I know, good times. But now, in this current climate or current year with this pandemic, you now have the opportunity to use your time wisely and effectively to get English to incorporate into your life and also into your schedule. So you have an opportunity to use this time to take something from this bad time and use this moment to change your life. Yeah, so do something new. Yeah. Sorry. And with that, we have different steps. So with that, you've got different steps. You can watch weekly video lessons anytime, anywhere. So simply log in and watch video lessons whenever and wherever is convenient for you. Each lesson will study a different aspect of business. So like I mentioned before, so for example, meetings, preparing for a presentation, interviews, and many more. Plus ways of speaking English and business English that will teach you natural expressions that you can add to your vocabulary to instantly sound more fluent and natural. Can't go wrong there, can you? Step 2 would be to complete quizzes and practice exercises with every lesson. So you can use this opportunity where you can test your knowledge and download practice exercises for continuous learning. It's through the practice and repetition that you're going to get results fast and feel more confident using your new expressions in the real world. Yeah, so with some of these exercises, there will be PDFs that you can read that have different areas such as reading. We have written exercises as well. With the audio, most of the audios will be of my voice going over the reading. So while you're reading, you can listen to how the words sound. Okay, so So that should make things a bit more easy as well. So I'm trying to find my next slide. Okay, yeah, here we go. Right, now for step 3, now this is where you get personalized support. So you can join a live coaching call every single week, so you get your questions answered and get personalized feedback on your English by a certified English teacher. That's me. And I will be with you every step of the way, so you are not alone. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing the Michael Jackson song, tempted as I am. And also with step 4, as a bonus, you can join an active community of other English learners. When you join Business English with Richard Halligan, you'll be welcomed by your new friends from all over the world who are there to motivate you and support you every day. Okay? Sounds good, doesn't it? Also, because of this, it gives you a chance to review your practice exercises, and you can find yourself a study partner. You can also join interesting discussions and share inspirational stories in our private student community. See, there you go. Right. Well, as I've said to many students, there is no magic pill, sadly, but there is a method, and it takes personal dedication. And I'll give you the opportunity to some of you to go the next step and to participate on my first online teaching program. I will show you how to get from 0 to hero in no time. Sorry about that. Okay. And of course, as an extra bonus on the course, if you have any problems understanding me, you will have the ability to slow down the videos until I start to sound like this. This is what I had to do when I first met my wife. Or if you are an advanced student or someone who likes to really test themselves, you can even speed it up. You can increase the speed of the video to see if you can understand me now. I can't wait to see that one. Okay, now, this is where things get serious, right? So, how much would you have to pay for an English book? How much would you have to pay to attend an English speaking school and still have to pay for the material? How much, eh? Or how much time and money would it cost you to go to a language school 2 or maybe three times a week? Well, I mean, depending on the course and the teacher. Well, also, how much would learning English change your life? Well, from my experience with all these students, it definitely changes a lot of people's lives. It can change a lot. And finally, what you have to pretty much ask yourself is, what difference would it make to you and to your career? And sorry, this is my final one, which I meant to say was, how far would you go to reach your goals? What steps would you take to get from A to B? That's something to think about. With Business English with Richard Halligan, payments can be made in installments, which means to pay a certain amount every month. So in this case, it will be to better suit you. Or, if you'd like, you can pay it all in one easy payment by credit card. Now, for anyone who is watching this presentation, I'm going to explain in dollars first, because this is for the people who are watching who are outside of Brazil, and then I will explain in reais for people who are watching in Brazil. Now, the normal price for this course is $350 because you will have a lot of material over 37 lessons, a community where you can practice as much as you want. But for the first session, I am offering a special deal that will cost you $210. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now, on this course, you can pay in 12 installments up to 12 months. However, for whoever is truly committed, if you want to buy the course until Wednesday, the 14th of April, 11:59 p.m. At 11:59 p.m. Sorry. The course will be known as the early bird deal. So it's first come, first serve. If I can remember in Portuguese, it's Pasineiro que acorda-se do bebe água limpa. For the price of $180. Now, if you pay in 12 months, you will be paying up to $15 a month, pretty much. And that's almost the same price as buying one pizza. You know, it's a pizza. So, what are you guys waiting for? Get up, go for it, log in. Okay. Right, now for all the people watching this presentation in Brazil. So here are the prices. The normal price is 1,180 reais. However, if you buy from from now until Wednesday until 11:59, the early bird deal will be 990 reais. But I'm only doing this price because I want committed people who are interested in making a change in their life and make 2021 have a huge impact on their lives for the better, and to prove that my method and program is worth your time. So, yeah. Now, of course, very important, places are limited on this course as we have a limited team to provide a strong support for you. Okay, so bear that in mind. Now, one more important thing which I need to go over is this. I do have an unconditional guarantee that if you if you do not like the course within 15 days, you can always cancel the course and receive a refund. All you have to do is just send an email to my support team and you will get all your money back with no questions asked. But however, if you have done all the lessons, all the exercises, use all the sources that I provide, and you still feel you haven't made any improvements, well, you will receive your money back, and as an added bonus, you will have 6 private lessons with me for free of charge. So you don't have to pay for anything. So it's pretty much just the same price for this private lesson. It's worth even more than the course. Now, this next part is for something for you to think about. After this presentation, you do have 3 options. 1, you could ignore everything I just said and continue the job that you don't like. 2, you can remain limited in your vocabulary, feel uncomfortable in speaking English with your clients and your co-workers, and remain stuck in a rut, which means that you're in the same place for a very long time, not doing anything. Or you can learn by yourself, because there is a lot of free material around if you go online. But sadly though, if you do this, you will lose time studying textbook vocabulary that will not get you far, particularly in the fields that you want. So, but all I can say is, if you want to get to the next level and try my method, all you have to do is just click on the link, and it will take you all the way to your goals, which could be as followed. Which could be to receive more job opportunities, climbing up the corporate ladder, going up, able to communicate with colleagues and your clients, to hold meetings, a chance to work abroad, gain new clients. That would be very important, definitely important. Also have the opportunity to use phrasal verbs, idioms and expressions like a native speaker, like me. To be able to sound like a native speaker, that would be very important, and also that would be very helpful in your case. And also to be able to go on the big business trips and travel the world. Now that would be exciting, wouldn't it? Because there's a whole world out there that you might not have been able to see yet. You will also have a sense of confidence and a new sense of belief in yourself and also for your future. Right, now before we finish, let me just ask you, close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that in the next I just want you to imagine where your life would be like in the next 5 years. So close your eyes, close them, are they closed? Good. So imagine that you didn't learn English and you find yourself stuck in the same position doing the exact same thing every day while your co-workers are moving up and experiencing new opportunities. I can tell you one thing, you will regret not starting today. Okay, now you can open your eyes. Hello again, welcome back. So if you want to take the next step, all you have to do is click on the link which I will be providing, and subscribe to the course, and I will be with you all the way. So I will be with you every step to help you, and if you stumble, I will be there to help pick you back up. So once again, let me just say thank you for your time, and I hope that you will make the right decision, and I hope I will be seeing you very soon in the near future. So this is Richard Halligan from Business English with Richard Halligan. That's me. I'd like to say take care and see you soon. And once again, thank you very much.